Did you catch the sneak peek of Super Nintendo World? If not, watch along with us for our commentary and our usual content, of course. This is episode 436 of the Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Hey everybody, welcome back. It is a new year. It is a new me. We beat the last year. It's over. It's done. 2020. See you later. Bye. 2021. Everything's over. We're back to perfectness. So, you know, we're good. We're good. Parks are at full capacity, right? I think.
They look like it.
Yeah, feels like it.
Sure do, yeah.
Yeah, but even without that, we're here to give you some more Universal escapism. But I can't do it by myself because I don't have all the equipment to do that. So joining me, I have Lee.
I don't know what equipment you're talking about, but hello, everyone.
Tracy.
Hello, everyone. Just like to point out, Chris, though, what year is it?
2021.
Yeah. Did it?
Yeah, we didn't.
Did
we
it?
didn't beat
2021.
it.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay.
And we have Michelle.
Hello, everybody.
I'm going into this year full of optimism. Tracy and I have our
First time for everything.
weekend flight booked. Whether they go ahead or not, I don't care, because at this point, I have flights booked and they were cheap.
Yeah, they were.
I'm going to go and spend the difference.
Yeah, you messed up there, Lee.
Yeah, I should have not told it. No, that was £800 each.
No, it wasn't, dear. No. I've already spent the money now, so tough.
We're going back on lockdown, so you better get it back in. Get the CD.
No talk of lockdowns. We cannot say that word in 2021.
Well, unfortunately, we've just been put in lockdown, so we have to. Literally, like 17 minutes ago.
Lord.
Well, if you come over to the States, we're on lock up because everything's open.
What, Tracy?
Literally.
Well, at least in the South. In the South, it's business as normal.
Yeah.
In the South, for sure. Because
Pandemic? What pandemic?
Was up in Georgia, and that was scary.
And that's
Isn't that normally anywhere?
Yeah.
What pandemic?
Sorry,
Yeah.
Georgia.
Yeah. Sorry, Thomas Lynette.
It's a place I do want to go to.
Well, let's kick things off with some little things with Seth.
Hi, this is Seth Kaburski, co-author of the Unofficial Guides, and I am here with the very first look at all the little things that are new around the Universal Orlando Resort for 2021. The Christmas holidays were huge at Universal Orlando, with both theme parks closing to guests within minutes of opening on many days between Christmas and New Year. If you're planning on visiting the parks during the next peak season, which will be Martin Luther King Jr. weekend, please keep in mind that even having a date-specific ticket does not guarantee you entry into the park once capacity is reached. Even with the huge crowds, there have been some new things happening inside the parks. Most importantly, the new lockers for Forbidden Journey finally opened.
Whoop, whoop.
The new outdoor locker complex makes getting your bags stowed away before visiting Hogwarts Castle much more efficient. And before the year was even over, the old lockers inside the castle were converted into an expansion of Filch's Emporium gift shop. Elsewhere in the Wizarding Worlds, Ollivander's Wand Shop has done away with the timed reservation system and has gone back to standby only. So if you want to go in and see a wand choose its wizard, you're going to have to stand in line again. Speaking of wands, the stores at the exit of the Ollivander's show are now stocking interactive wands themed to Grigorovich and Peter Pettigrew. I have a bit of good news and bad news for American Express card members. The Amex kiosk in the parking garage hub, where guests could sign up for a new card and get a discount, has been dismantled, along with the interactive video screen that accompanied it. However, the Amex member lounge inside Universal Studios Florida, across the street from Shrek 4D's exit, is once again offering free snacks and bottled water. And we'll wrap up with a look at the hotels. Portofino Bay reopened last month, and that includes the Mandara Spa, which got a refresh during the closure and has fresh new furniture and an overall cleaner, brighter look. Bice, the upscale Italian restaurant at the Portofino Bay Resort, is also open and is currently offering a happy hour discount. That discount was originally daily for 30% off your entire check, but is now restricted to 5 to 7 p.m. on Sunday through Thursday only, and it's only a 20% discount. For even cheaper eats, try taking the bus from the Universal parking garage over to the new Endless Summer Resort Dockside Inn and Suites, where you can get a 2-piece fried chicken and waffle meal for about $9. It's probably one of the best bargains on Universal property. And as I timed it, the bus over there will only take you 7 minutes from the hub to the new hotel. Finally, if you are serious about dining at the Universal Orlando Resort, be aware that restaurants at the resort will now be taking reservations 180 days in advance. Traditionally, reservations haven't been as needed at Universal restaurants as they are at Walt Disney World, but if the crowds we've seen recently at Universal are any indication, that may be starting to change. All right, that's all for now. I'm Seth Kabursky, author of the upcoming Unofficial Guide to Universal Orlando 2021, and I'm happy to be keeping an eye on all the little things around Universal Orlando Resort for you all year round.
Am I the only one when he says Filch's Emporium thinks Filch's Emporium and Savoury Feast Kitchen?
Yeah.
Just whenever I hear Emporium, that's what I hear, is and Savoury Feast Kitchen.
Yeah, no, that's
Looks like you're going to have to also plan your reservation soon.
Yeah, and that's
I'm not happy about that at all.
That's one more thing that makes me go, yep, nope, there's a bigger, wider world out there.
That's one thing that we've said about Universal on our last few trips, that you never have to worry about there that you do at Disney, is making that reservation. Now, is this a thing just because of COVID, and will it go back to normal when things get back to normal? Probably.
I think this is a new normal, to be quite honest.
Well, when did this start? Do you know?
I don't.
Because I was just there the weekend of December 15th, and that was not the case. Like I remember trying to book reservations like, I don't know, maybe a month and a half in advance, and it wouldn't let me.
No. Because I know before we've tried to book, I think it used to be 30 days. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think when we booked, funnily enough, Toothsome for February. I think it was about 30 days, and they that reservation up.
Oh,
but
man,
anyway.
that was hilarious. Seriously.
It was when Chris brings them up and they go, 8:30 in the morning. We don't open at 8:30 in the morning, but why have you got a reservation then? But anyway.
Yeah. Well, what's interesting is Disney has changed theirs. Theirs used to have always been 180 days, which sucked. Mm-hmm. And that was one of the only things since COVID as travel agents that we were happy that changed, because now it feels like you don't have to plan so far in advance, and it felt like more of an even playing field, especially with all the cancellations and things and openings and closings, and not having to book it so far in advance just felt better, and now Universal's going the opposite direction of Disney and doing the 180 days. I just wish they wouldn't.
Well, just to throw in some, I guess, a bright side to it is there's only a small amount of tables for reservation.
True.
The rest of the stuff is walk-in. And unless it changed from the last time we were there, because we tried to book a reservation over at Vivo, and then we spoke to the manager, and he just kind of explained to us, like, yeah, we only have a few tables for reservation. They book out real quick, but the rest of the restaurant is a walk up and give us your name.
Okay.
So even if you don't have a reservation, you still get a really good chance at making it to whatever restaurant you want to go to. Just make sure you get there earlier and put your name down.
Good. I hope that's true.
Yeah. I don't think they would have converted everything over to reservation.
I expect then it's a case of they have enough reservations to actually make it worth a while opening for the day, then everything else is just
I
cherry
think
on
they're
the
just
top.
covering their own asses that it is as busy as it is at the moment.
And you know what? If the place that you want to go to, it's that important that you visit there, then you're going to make a reservation.
We usually
as long as everything's not reservation. It's what put me off Disney, because booking that far in advance, who knows really what they're going to want to do? And especially when you've got kids, you need that bit of flexibility because kids get sick.
I think you
have to change plans, and it's a lot of pressure as well when you've booked that far in advance as well. That everything's got to be perfect to fall in place to make those specific reservations.
You book a reservation and then go, I'm not actually hungry.
Oh, you go
Or what if you're not craving tacos?
Yeah,
you make a reservation. You go. Have you actually seen the price of this restaurant? Do you really want to go there? We did that, didn't we?
Like when we came for Horror Nights for 2015 and went into Finnegan's and got a table, and Finnegan's during Stay and Scream are at a premium. So like, well, hell yeah, we got one. Nobody was hungry, and we sat there for ages. Kept coming over. Are you ready to order yet? Are you ready to order yet?
Be hungry.
And then like after the third or fourth time, she was like,
Tracy, you what?
I know.
She came over and was like, are you actually going to eat? And we were like, no, probably not. And she kicked us out.
Yeah.
And we thought we were going to get our drinks for free because she kicked us out with drinks and didn't. And then she found us later.
She was a right arsey cow about it. Well, love.
We should have just ran because she wouldn't have been able to find us. Stick your drinks up your ass, we're off. Anyway, it'll be interesting to see if whatever things go back to somewhat like normal, whether they might as well keep it there. It's no big issue, is it? As long as you don't have to book 180 days in advance.
Yeah.
Having the option is...
But I suppose that 180 days for the people who know they're going to be there and it's important.
Yeah.
That's, it's good for them.
Plus, I think with Universal, right, when you do reservations, you don't have to put a credit card down, right?
No.
And Disney does make you put one.
Yes, and you lose $10 per person if you don't cancel within 24 hours.
So it gives you a little bit more flexibility there as well. Because you're like, hey, I'll book this. If you don't end up going, you're not out any money, you know.
Yeah. Universal uses Open Table. And I did actually have a couple of reservations for myself and Audrey when we were there. And it was really nice because they send you out a text like that morning and say, hey, can you confirm or cancel this reservation? You text back. And one of them I canceled because I was like, we don't really, we're not feeling it now, but it was no penalty. So it was kind of nice. Whereas Disney, you book it, you put your credit card in, and you better remember, or you're going to be penalized. They don't remind you.
Well, we did it. It was 1900 Park Fair, and we decided on the morning of that we weren't going to. Oh no, we didn't. We decided the day before, but I forgot that you had to cancel it, so we ended up paying that $40 penalty. So that was my fault, I suppose. But you've got to be on your toes.
Yeah. Next time, leave it to me.
There's a little workaround for that, even if you have to cancel it the day of, just so you know.
That's why I've never gone back since.
If you know somebody in the agent world who might be on your side, that's when it's good to have somebody in your corner.
Okay,
like a mouse or a muggle.
Julie, I'll give Robin a message next time.
maybe it would be good to have a little mouse on your side during those circumstances, Lee. Speaking of reservations, it's something that's kind of been in the talks lately that Seth mentioned as well was the capacity issues. And there's a lot of rumblings about people wishing that they would do the date-based entry tickets.
No, please don't.
Or, where you have to make a reservation to get into the park. I so hope Universal does not follow suit on that one.
No. I'll be honest, I'll be done at that point.
Oh my gosh.
No. It is wild though that the parks were closing at 8:20 in the morning this past weekend.
Do you know what? Shame on a lot of people because in a pandemic like this, that's ridiculous. Just because it's a fun place, it doesn't mean that. I know they're doing the best they can, and
they're a business they've got to open.
Yes,
yeah, I get that.
But people also need to be responsible a little bit here. It's not a safe place like the rest of the world. You go out and everything's calculated risk. That's ridiculous. 8:20 in the morning, the place's capacity.
You're giving Florida a little too much credit.
Well, this is true. And I'm giving people a little bit too much credit.
I was seeing...
It's called Florida Man for a reason. Sorry, Lee, go ahead.
Sorry, I was seeing pictures in the annual pass holder groups of people leaving their hotel rooms at 5 o'clock in the morning to be at the gates at 6. And it's like, I love Universal, but there's no way I'm getting up at 5 o'clock to make sure I can get into the park. No way.
Right. Well, I think there are a couple of things Universal could do to tweak the system a little bit. I don't know if they could do like waves of entry where they only allow so many people in at 8, so many people in at 10 or whatever.
Yeah.
So it kind of spreads people out and gives people a chance so that not everybody's crowding in at the gates at 6 o'clock, because that kind of defeats the purpose, right?
But then is that going to stop people crowding the gates at 8 o'clock? Because they're still going to think, if I get there early enough, I'm going to be one of those first group of people through, and then still get there and go, well, I might be, you never know.
Well, they're supposed to be doing, I mean, not in the same way you mentioned, Michelle, but they really, they do waves of letting people in waves of capacity. So like if they have, I think they explained it one time before, it's like capacity level 1, 2, and 3, or A, B, and C, where they ensure that all the guests at the resorts can get in.
Yeah.
And then they'll say capacity, but they'll still let people in. So they'll put in the app, they'll still let people in. But once they reach the 3rd level of capacity, that's where they just shut it off altogether. But they'll slowly stop things. Like they'll stop parking, and then they'll stop people at City Walk, and then they'll stop people at entrance of the gates, just depending on where it's at.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I wish that they would go back to guaranteeing hotel guests get entry, because I mean, we pay a lot of money to stay on proproperty.
Yeah.
Did they take that away?
Yeah, it's not guaranteed anymore. We get priority.
Oh, well, is that done then?
Oh,
it won't affect us by the time
we were there. They still had that, that side entrance for hotel guests, even when they were at capacity. So if you hadn't got in yet, you could still get in.
Well, so what they did for us this last time, because we did hit the parks a couple of times where it was at capacity, and a bunch of people were waiting in line. We just walked up to the gates because they had a separate gate up ahead of the where you get your tickets and everything. That's where they have you blocked off. So we walked up to that gate, and all we did was kind of show them our hotel key. They were like, "Oh, you're hotel resort guests," and yep, and they let us through in front of all those people.
Did you get evils?
We sure did.
Did you care?
I love it.
I
love the evils.
You pay. You're on site. You should be able to get in. I think that's a perk of staying on site. It gives you that.
Yep.
Well, you paid a premium price.
I don't think they should get rid of that.
No.
I mean, one of the things they should get rid of, which I don't agree with, is if you've been into the park that day, you're guaranteed to get back in.
Is that? Yeah, no, that's not fair.
So they literally have to leave capacity for guests that were in there previously, and that's again when last time we were there, which was I don't know, like a month ago or something. As long as when they were telling us it's either you've been in the park already, you can get back in, or if you're staying on site, you can get in.
So here's a question:
this was at full capacity.
How do they know that you've been in? Does it register on your ticket?
Well, your ticket.
Well, when you go through the turnstiles, it will, but not like I said, but they put up that separate gate where they're kind of keeping you away from the turnstiles. There's no way for them to verify that.
Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah. I would not know.
Oh, please, world, get back to normal.
I mean, it's not bad. It's actually a great time to kind of go if you...
Not when it's that busy.
If you can get by... Well, but it's not. Once you get in there, it's not bad. The bottlenecks are created by capacity issues and everybody trying to get in all at the same time because they're worried they're not going to get in. But once you're in there, it's really not that bad. And it's kind of nice not having people crowd you in line and having space where you wouldn't normally. I don't know. It's still, for me, it's still a great time to go. And it feels so clean. Like, I mean, it's just unreal. You feel like you touch something and somebody's right behind you already wiping it up. So
on our experience, it's a little bit different. So it is emptier in the sense of like the park feels emptier.
Yeah.
But then you still have, like when it gets at these capacity levels, because they're also reducing capacity of the rides, you're getting some really extended lines on some of these rides. Yeah. And then on top of that, you know, humans are humans, right? Mm-hmm. So some people are good and some people suck. And we had, I think I mentioned it on one of our trips when we went, where, I mean, people would just get on top of you to the point that,
Alexa was ready to tear the throats out.
We had to have one of the employees kind of get involved because people were just right on top of you. And I say, like, you can feel their breath on your neck almost.
I don't want that normally, let alone during this.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, you have kind of the mix of that there. I mean, even if they reduce capacity even further, you can still have that happen. So it's not based off of that. It's based off of people being smart but it is nicer to have lesser crowds inside the park. I'll agree with on that.
Yeah. I didn't have any experiences like that. I mean, people got within the 6 feet every now and then, but nobody uncomfortably close. But it's especially a great time to have Express because we did Cabana Bay the month before in November, and of course did have to battle some lines, but we just skipped the line, the rides that had the long lines, so that was no big deal. But then when we went a few weeks ago, we did Portofino and Hard Rock, so we had express passes the whole time, and we literally walked onto everything and never, other than Hagrid's, and never had any crowding issues ever, and it was beautiful.
I can't think of that Borat video we watched of Michelle there. I am the 1%. Look at me, look at me.
I didn't quite feel like the 1%. So we got our room at Hard Rock comped as part of a travel agent perk. We had to do some social media posting and things like that while we were there in exchange. So we did get it comped because I'm guessing because it was comped, you couldn't have gone any further down a hallway.
Oh, wow.
To get to it. Like we were literally right next to an emergency exit.
Wow.
So it took us about 10 years to walk from the water taxi or from wherever we were from the lobby to our room. And we literally laughed about it every single time. I did not feel like the 1%. But I felt like the riffraff. Like we were put in the back with the bad crowd.
You got the Darren Schmidt room.
We did, and our next door neighbors were like having some type of marital issues, and they were screaming at each other at 7:00 in the morning. And I don't know, it was ridiculous. So it put us in perspective. Don't worry.
Cool. Right.
Well, Tracy, do you want to tell us about some Dockside Inn and Suites news?
Oh, we still talk about Seth. Okay.
Yes.
We've been talking about Seth for a while now.
Yeah.
And we got tons of things to cover, so let's do this.
So as Seth mentioned, the Dockside Inn and Suites finally opened its doors on the 15th of December, 8 months later than originally scheduled. Now, all being well, Lee and I will be staying there with the kids. Kids, they're not really kids anymore.
No.
For our HHN 30 trip in October. But if you've stayed there, let us know what you thought of it, and we can do a Know Before You Go episode covering the hotel. But a quick tip for anyone visiting soon, mobile check-in is available, and it does seem to be cutting the waits down substantially. That's good to know. It does look amazing as well.
We watched Jackie, super enthused.
Oh, she's lovely.
Vlog from opening day there, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. I was excited to stay there already. Having watched that vlog, it looks stunning.
All I'll say is I am ready for my bucket of cocktail.
Oh, Chris, you need to go. Have you seen the bucket, the bubba tub?
I have not.
Oh my gosh.
What's going on here? What?
Yeah. It is a plastic bucket.
Like for the seaside, for the beach.
That has, and it's 15, was it 15 or $18? And you get 2 cocktails worth of drink in it. And you get to keep it. It's awesome.
Nice. Is this by the pool?
Anywhere you like.
She was drinking it for about 5 hours, I think.
She took it up to her room. She was carrying it around all over the place.
Yep.
Nice.
Took it in the shower.
In the shower.
Yeah, it looks a really, really nice hotel.
Yeah, I'm impressed. Yeah. It's very peaceful.
Just really,
colours.
I don't know.
It's very calm.
Like we've obviously watched like
Beachy,
vlogs and stuff of Surfside. It looks more homely than Surfside.
It does.
I don't know why, because the
version
is the
I
same.
liked it. I can only imagine this one being nicer.
It looks really nice. The view she had from her room was phenomenal.
Yeah. The pool looks lovely, and I'm not a pool person.
Yeah, it looks really, really nice.
Mm-hmm. Although the towels looked a bit scratchy.
I have heard the towels, I think
I'm sure.
Surfside's the same. Mr. Andy DiGenova told us one hint when you stay there, take your own towels.
Although good for exfoliation.
True.
I've heard the beds aren't the most comfortable on property, but
wonderful.
Oh, Jackie said it was all right, didn't she? I'm trying to get her to see if she can come on.
But like we actually said, you can't really judge beds because it's...
Bed's a very personal thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
What are you staying in, Leah? 2-bedroom?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. They're small, but I think it looks like we both said watching it, we're not really going to be in it, especially coming for horror nights.
Exactly.
And as Seth said, 7 minutes on the bus is nothing, is it?
Time to eat your sandwich.
That's where you have breakfast at. I mean,
Exactly.
the breakfast bus sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although it's kind of harder to do that now with masks and
True.
bus drivers yelling at you to put your mask back up.
Just shove it inside your
I was
mask
gonna
and
say.
eat it like a horse would.
Buy a size. You just buy a size larger mask than you would ordinarily wear.
Exactly.
Feed bag.
The feed bag mask. I'm surprised they haven't come up with them yet. I'm surprised you can't get them on Wish.
Hey, you can get them with a lift up flap for your straw.
Oh, ridiculous.
Go on Amazon. I'm sure there's one there already.
Yeah, or if not
Probably.
Wish.
Yeah.
Wish will definitely have them.
Yeah, but you won't get it until about 3 months after your holiday. So I'm
True.
still waiting for my Christmas Grinch mask to turn up. Anyway.
All right. So let's move on over to a spew. Michelle, would you like to give us that spew?
I sure will. And just to remind you, a SPEW is the Society for the Promotion of Employee Well-Dones. So let's hear what Chris, a different Chris, had to say about his most recent trip. He said, I went to Universal on November 20th with a friend to celebrate my birthday a couple of days early. We went over to guest services to get myself a button and renew my friend's disability pass. And since she hadn't been on Hagrid's, we raced over only to see a 75-minute wait. Usually you would need to come back around the time when your wait in the standby line would be over. But when we talked to Renee at 2:20 to get our return time, she told me happy birthday and wrote the return time as in between 2 and 3 o'clock. So we were able to go from check-in to boarding on motorbikes in 5 minutes or less. It was a small and simple gesture, but it got the day off to a great start, and I made sure to grab a picture with her and call guest services to give her the kudos she deserved. Especially right now when all the theme park employees are worried about how things in the world are going to affect whether they have a job tomorrow or not. It's easy to forget to create those special moments more than ever. They deserve to be recognized. Thanks for all you do, UUOP family. Chris Azell.
Aww.
Dr. Evil. Always Dr. Evil to me.
Tracy's second
Sweet
husband.
Chris.
He's my second husband, yes.
That was
Cool.
very
that's
nice.
sweet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Birthdays in the park are awesome.
I haven't had one yet.
You should. They
I'd
may
love to.
announce your
I'd love
birthday
to.
over the loudspeaker on Men in Black.
Now
Can
that
you imagine
would be
us
awesome.
going?
You get one day, I get the next day.
Be like, what you in yesterday?
Yes.
Well, speaking of birthdays, Tracy, could you spew out some Producers Club birthdays?
I can. Now I'm really, really worried. We only have 3. Lee, have you really, really messed up here?
No, January's a quiet one.
Okay. Right. Well, hopefully we only have 3. So we're going to start with Chris Screws, the lovely Chris Screws. It's his birthday on the 7th of January. Happy birthday, Chris.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Chris.
And then the 15th of January, it's the lovely Susie Scott's birthday. Happy birthday, Susie.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Susie.
And then finally, it's Samantha Singh's birthday. She's lovely as well. Everybody's lovely.
Of course.
And her birthday is the 18th of January. Happy birthday, Samantha.
Happy birthday.
Happy
Feliz
birthday.
cumpleaños, Samantha.
Have a good one, everyone. Hope you get lots of cake. And before we actually move on, there is another little celebration that we need to mention, isn't there?
Just a little one.
Because somebody finally got his finger out, didn't you, Chris?
What?
He
What?
he
What
actually
are we
made
talking about here?
He made Alexa get her finger
finger's
out and he
been
put
out, but
something
what?
on it.
I'm a little confused too.
I don't know whether that terminology is a British phrase
It
then.
must be.
I think that is.
Yes.
That I like it.
It must be.
It means you did something finally. And what did you
Yes.
do, young man? What are you responsible for?
I proposed to my better half, Alexa, and surprisingly, she said yeah. So
Aw, so
now
excited.
she is now my fiance.
Aw, yay.
Congratulations,
Yes, it was a lot of
Chris and Alexa. Woo!
Thank you. Thank you. I'm sure she's listening, saying thank you.
Aw,
For
we love
mentioning,
Alexa.
yeah, thank you, Tracy, for mentioning it 3 weeks ago that Chris to get his finger out and ask me to marry him.
And then I've been walking around afterwards going, oh, shit. I hope I didn't spoil anything for Chris. Because you may have already had that planned and then there's me going saying it. No, afterwards I'm thinking, oh my God, poor lad.
No, it all worked out perfectly.
Good.
Awesome.
It couldn't have gone any better. So
Perfect.
Aw.
She's extremely happy. I'm very happy. It's exciting times. We had to pull some more goodness out of last year, and we got it right.
Yes,
right at the end. So yeah,
brilliant.
Something positive.
Now, did you pick the ring, or did you both pick the ring?
I picked the ring. She had zero clue.
You did good.
Well, I picked it out, but you know how a woman can leave tons of breadcrumbs and trails as to what they'd like. So this has been in the making for a while, and she's definitely had influence in the ring, but she never saw it. She never, it was literally me having to listen and write things down and then put it all together and pray that it worked, and it did. So
having to do with Chris on the podcast, that's a hard thing to do. Sorry, Chris, I love you, buddy.
Touche.
Congratulations, you two, and make sure the wedding happens when we can get over, please.
Yes.
Plan your wedding around Lee and Tracy. Yes, definitely.
I would expect nothing less.
We're going to do it at Universal Beijing. How about that?
Oh, that would be awesome.
Brilliant.
Have to talk to Andy.
On the stage at the How to Train Your Dragon show.
Yeah.
Awesome. But thank you guys. We really appreciate it. It means a lot. And a lot of people, in the Producers Club.
Oh, yes. I slapped it all over our social wishes.
And it was just a lot of love coming from everybody. So everybody who, said something, thank you very much. It means a lot to us. So
well, we're all really happy.
Still love you.
Yes.
Thank you. Well, let's take a quick break so we can pay the lights in this place, and we'll be right back.
Have you taken a stroll down Diagon Alley and visited Gringotts Bank? Taken a ride through New York with Jimmy Fallon? Visited the truffle trees in Seuss Landing, or hung out with a real-life Transformer? No? Then what are you waiting for? At Universal Orlando Resort, there truly is an option for everyone. Or if you're leaning a little more towards pixie dust rather than wands and potions, Disney destinations around the globe await your arrival. No matter the adventure, our sponsors have you covered. Be sure to let the experts at Mouse & Muggle Travel Company take care of all your travel needs, earning the distinction of being an earmarked agency specializing in Disney destinations, as well as becoming one of the first to be named a You Preferred agency with Universal Parks and Resorts Vacations. Mouse & Muggle Travel Company will ensure you receive top-rated customer service. Just visit mouseandmuggle.com to fill out a no-obligation quote request, or send your request to info@mouseandmuggle.com. Their team can take care of you no matter where in the world you want to go. With a flick of their wand and a little bit of pixie dust, the process will be so seamless, some might even say it's simply magical.
Welcome back, everybody. Super Nintendo World at Universal Studios Japan will officially open its doors on February 4th. It may be a while until we see it in Orlando, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But we wanted to take a bit of a look at what we might expect when it does open. So in preparation for our interview with a friend who will be going for the opening, we thought we'd take a look at the sneak peek Universal Studios Japan posted recently. Now, if you want to watch along, search Super Nintendo World Direct on YouTube and hit play on 1. Okay. Start your videos in 3, 2, 1.
Aha! There you go. I'll do the sound even though there is no sound.
Feels like Science Theater 3000.
You can see he looks like he's having so much fun to be in there. Can you imagine
excited.
Having built something and then, like J.K. Rowling must have been awesome for her to go to the Wizarding World when she first...
This image right here, is that real or is that synthetic in the background?
No, that's all real. That's the entrance.
See, that's the thing. Everything I see from this park looks fake.
Yes.
It's such a real way.
Yeah, I showed Jade it and one of the girls I work with, like the official image that they put out, and went, that doesn't look real. And even Jade was like, it's not real. There's no people in there. So, no, I assure you it's real.
Yeah, like this also looks kind of fake, like the background. It looks amazing.
Warp tunnel, yeah. How cool is that going to be?
Oh my God.
They have the lights to make you feel like you're warping. It's not just walking through a green tunnel.
How much different it'll be walking through there at night as well.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
I guess we should also explain for the people that aren't watching.
Well, people should be watching along. So if you're not watching along, get on and rewind back and watch along with us.
Yeah, this is much better with the video.
Because it will make much more sense. Oh, yeah, you two haven't seen this, have you?
Yes.
Yeah, me and Tracy have watched this twice. We caught it when it was on live, actually.
It just feels like Super Mario 64. Like when you're walking to the castle. It has that kind of...
Hey, it's the cast music from Super Mario 64.
Yeah, there you go.
There was. All right.
There you go, Chris. It captures it perfectly then.
It obviously did.
Yeah, it looks awesome. I'm not a Nintendo person. I didn't grow up with Nintendo. But even I am excited about it. That lenticular little postery thing there's awesome.
I know. It's...
So this is the entrance into the park, right?
I think you're a little bit ahead of us.
Oh.
It's all right.
No, I just skipped 2 seconds and
it
I'm in line.
Awesome.
It's absolutely stunning. I mean, the colours.
God, it looks so fake.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah.
It doesn't help that the sky's like perfectly blue with no clouds in it either.
Which it isn't always.
But I love the kinetic in it. Like everything's moving. It looks like a Nintendo game brought to life. It really does.
What's it called? The little green shell. It's got a name, hasn't it?
You should know, Anna.
Yeah.
I'm terrible.
It's spinning backwards and forwards. And
it feels a bit claustrophobic to me, though. Like,
heard,
where are all the people going to be?
Yeah, I have heard people say it looks quite small.
So hopefully that's a USJ thing.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Is that normal for the Japan parks compared to Orlando?
I don't know. I've never been.
I can imagine seeing hundreds of people just kind of like ruining the view to see everything.
Of course,
a lot of low level things as well.
Yeah, this is awesome. I love this. Like all the blocks are interactive as well.
Yeah, with your power up band.
It's so cool. There's a bit in a minute. I won't
frozen.
say. Your video is frozen
completely.
Oh,
I don't know if I can catch up. I've seen it.
We need to be where we are, though.
Well, it's all right. It's picking itself up. Just keep talking.
I know, Tracy, you commented like if people are wellying the things, how much wear and tear are they going to get? But you would think
because kids aren't gentle. Kids don't.
Neither are adults.
I know, but kids especially, they don't think about these things. So they just go in. It's like, oh, this is the game. I'm going to welly it. But I'm sure it's all taken into consideration.
Which power up band are you having? And the mushroom one.
I think I may do Yoshi.
You need to catch up.
Well, I would, but I've got beach balls and now it's resetting itself and all sorts. So just carry on.
You really have to jab that coin machine thing.
I have to leave that in.
So did Universal not roll out quote unquote magic bands because they were saving it just for this technology for the...
Quite probably. Yeah, because
it sure would be nice to have something for the rest of the park,
I think we talked about it when Volcano Bay was first opening with the Tapu Tapu. We thought that was their test to roll it out, and then eventually that would be the test bed, and then they'd roll it out for the rest of the park, but obviously not.
Yeah.
This is the bit I was so excited about when we watched this, because I thought if it works the way I want it to work, which it does, I was like, oh my God, that's awesome.
So we need the key.
So yeah, you activate the thing.
You need to be a little bit more specific for those of us that can't see.
You activate the game by the little power-up thing there, and then the little greeny thing that's spinning back and forwards going...
The turtle shell.
Yeah, whatever it's called. And then you have to whack that, which then... So the pow, and then it lights the other two up, but you've got to hit
and it sends it up.
But you've got to... Yeah, you are well ahead of us.
Am I?
Yeah, mine's only just gone up, but that's awesome. So you hit it right, really cool. Then it sends it up and hits the one at the top is awesome. I need to whiz along a little bit and catch you lot up.
Wonder if this will have longer lines than Harry Potter and the wand.
It will be interesting. Because that's the thing,
This is very individualized.
Yes.
Very individualized.
Man, and knowing how those interactive areas and the Wizarding Worlds create huge lines, I can't even imagine.
Yeah, and think about like how many people want to do this. This is not just for kids.
No,
remember, all these kids grew up and they're adults now that love this.
Oh,
You're just going to see a giant line of just all ages waiting to do this.
I want to see this come to Horror Nights, by the way. It looks like a Nintendo Horror Nights maze.
If that would be awesome, it could be quite creepy.
It would be pretty cool if you did like creepy
a line for something. I think I missed it.
No, this is just like a walkthrough sort of interactive element as part of the land.
Wow.
So it's not the queue for anything, but you get to play little games and stuff as you go through. That's very...
How far through are you? Because It's kind of picked itself
6 minutes 24.
So I've missed all my favourite bits. Balls.
That was very Volcano Bay, that, when it tapped his thing on and it lit the...
Yeah.
I wonder how many broken wrists we're going to have after slamming your hand all day against the wall.
And the bombs. Bob-omb. I still want to know where Scott Pilgrim got the name for their band from, Sex Bob-omb. It's so awesome. Like you say, it doesn't look real.
I know, it's so cool. Can you imagine the merch?
Wow.
Well, we've seen some of it. Like
I love that. All the lights.
I'm not even a Nintendo fan, and it looks amazing.
Well, there's something the matter with you then, sir.
Well, I'm not a Nintendo fan. Like, I never grew up with it. I had a Game Boy, and that was it. Mm-hmm. Like Lucy, who I sit next to at work, who I seem to mention all the time, she's a massive Nintendo fan. Her and her boyfriend are like Super Mario, like everything. See, this bit, it doesn't tell you what happens, and I'm a little bit, I want to know what happens with that bit there.
Do we know what happens if you collect these coins?
It doesn't, like this bit here, it doesn't tell you what happens. Oh, there's an app. Has he not mentioned the app yet?
Yeah, he did, but I'm just curious, like, is it literally just an app that says you collected 10 coins
Yeah, but then I think if
park?
you get certain things, you get like boss battles and stuff later on.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be interesting to see how steep the learning curve is for stuff, because you're going to have to need people to be able to go in and know what they're doing instantly.
I think he's just teleported on mine because it stopped and then jumped forward.
Cool, there's your merch.
I'm just... All right, yeah. I'm caught up. The One-Up Factory.
But I want to say Cumber. It's not Cumber, it's something like that, isn't it? Those little green turtley things.
Goombas.
Goomba, there you go.
No, isn't Goomba the brown thing?
The one that looks like a turd. That's cool.
What? You're saying that's
the little
cool?
walking Mario toy thing.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
The Goombas are the brown one. Yeah, like the people.
The Toko Mario. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, the merch in here is going to
It's a very interesting toy.
Yeah. I'm a little ahead of you. I'm looking forward to this next reaction.
Like, I'm not a popcorn bucket type of fan, but hell yeah.
The flavours. Flavours.
Wait, you're on popcorn? Oh, there you are. Okay.
There it is, yeah.
Are we ahead of you then?
Just a little bit.
Right, let me pause.
It's like
Caramel
Special
peach.
popcorn that Universal
Let them
Studios
get to
made.
it.
Ooh, caramel peach.
Uh-huh.
Ooh, and mushroom.
Yeah, mushroom. Jade was like, ugh.
I would try it.
If
It's
it's
actually...
truffle mushroom, that'd be nice.
Do you know what? I was going to say I'd try it. I wouldn't. It's popcorn. What am I thinking?
Yeah. Cool meet and greet, right? Are you on the meet and greet bit yet?
Yeah.
Right, so the eyes blink. Universal, I've never seen a Universal character with the eyes blink.
Oh, nice.
Jade pointed
And
it
the mouth
out.
moves.
All the Disney characters, like the Disney's been doing it for years, but Universal have never had like a character like that where the mouth or the eyes move. So they're pretty cool.
Yeah. I didn't notice that the last time.
Yeah, I didn't. Jade pointed out when we were watching it. But this looks like the most awesome cafe in the world.
Oh, it's amazing.
So who's Canopio? What's he called? The mushroom guy.
Isn't it that's his name, Canopio, no?
Yeah, but that's
That
his
was called.
Japanese name. They call him Canopio. As the American
I can't
audience, they
remember.
don't.
Why can't I remember any of this? I've played enough Mario Kart in my life. Oh, come on, brain.
Toad.
Toad.
There you
Of course.
go.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, so I love
There's a lot of interactive things here.
Yeah,
I got a ton of coins.
I love this. Oh, I think I'm slightly ahead of you. Where you at?
I'm watching Toad
Yeah.
about to cook.
It's so
Yeah, me
awesome.
too.
It's so awesome. I can't believe nowhere else on Disney or Universal property has ever had the thought of putting virtual windows in their restaurants.
So now we're theming out restaurant queues and keeping guests entertained.
Yeah, why not?
Yep.
That's awesome. Yeah.
It's so cool. And if they could make that somehow like a Turtle Talk with Crush type of interactive element, like a Donkey's photo finish, would be even better. You know, like Mr. Potato Head in the Toy Story queue. That would be awesome.
Yes.
And I don't think that would take that much effort.
Pretty big dining area.
It looks awesome as well. Yeah, and then another virtual window.
Wow.
Like, why has that
They're
never
amazing.
been a thing anywhere else?
Depth in it is like
some
looking
does
to
this
another
a
room.
lot. There's a lot of windows or virtual windows in Toothsomes.
Is there?
Oh
yeah, but it's not really. They're not people talking to you, are they? Isn't it just like moving cogs and gears?
Yeah, it's to pretend like you're inside of a factory.
Yeah.
The food looks pretty cool as well. The desserty thing is awesome. It's all
a lot of mushroom stuff.
Thing is, if you look at it though, it's all very Instagram worthy, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
that's the way of the world.
Place is an Instagram
very
dream
true.
There.
Where are we up to?
He stood outside with a little red guy with the face mask on. Looks like a thing out of Ghibli. 12 minutes and 15 seconds, I'm at.
I can't even get that to come up now.
Your laptop's garbage.
It's not. It's full of uni stuff. That's the problem. 12 minutes and what?
I have to leave all this in. 29 seconds.
So I missed all the food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that little dude's called, but it's cool.
What
It seems to whiz by the way.
He only showed us a fraction of the park, he said.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I know none of the rides.
No, they don't. Obviously, they want to keep that a secret because, like, no one knows it much about. I know there was a leaked video of, I think it was the Yoshi ride that got taken down very quickly last week.
That one I did see.
I didn't see it. I went on after it had been taken down.
It was all right.
It's just a kiddie's ride, isn't it? You know, Mario Kart.
That one really is a kiddie ride, but it reminds me of a slow version of the Seuss trolley.
Okay. That's nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's quite high up though, isn't it, Chris? So it's like a great way of being
Vantage
able
point.
to see around the park, and that's what you want.
Bowser's Castle.
Yeah.
This looks amazing.
Again, also looks fake.
Yeah, it does. You're right. It looks shiny, but I don't think it is. It's weird.
It
It's
looks
very
like
clever.
it's superimposed.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I love that effect.
I don't know if it's like the paint that they're using that makes it
very
look like this,
strange.
or the way they kind of shade things differently. It just looks really fake.
It could be the
It
light
looks
as
like,
a film
just
in
like a
him.
video game.
Yeah.
Oh, it's weird.
Oh my god, it's like Nightmare, that TV game with
This
the kids.
queue looks unreal.
Yeah.
And there is something in here that if they don't sell in the merchandise shops...
that's awesome.
Oh, Bowser. Yeah.
Yeah.
So cool.
I wish I was a Nintendo. I wish I'd played Nintendo now because I
not
don't
too late.
understand it. I can't afford it. I've got too many PlayStation games. I mean, these trophies.
We have a Switch that we literally have played not more than 5 times in the past year.
If they don't sell those trophies, if they don't sell that trophy as like
That's
a little
cool.
miniature thing, a Universal trophy.
The Universal one?
It's awesome.
Yeah.
A key
That
ring.
is pretty cool. Yep.
Key rings.
Tree decoration.
Oh, just whatever. I would be all over that. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I cannot wait to find out what that ride's like. Because I know they said it's virtual reality. Augmented reality.
Yeah.
Oh, look at those carts.
But the interesting thing
cool.
is, there's 4 steering wheels.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, but how do 4 people control that vehicle?
Well, you have...
Each person has goggles on or something.
But how
where
do
you
you-
have your own little VR?
That's not VR though, it's AR.
Augmented reality. Yeah.
It's augmented
Yeah.
reality. So the track is the track and the glasses project what, like obviously the power-ups and stuff. So I'm intrigued to how you could possibly have 4 people controlling one vehicle.
It could possibly do alternating kind of driving. Because I think one of the Mario games, can't you like swap characters? So like somebody's driving and somebody else is shooting something?
Yeah, okay. That's the one thing I'm looking forward to finding out the details of more than anything. Because I spoke to someone a while back who'd spoken to someone who worked on it, and apparently it is unlike anything ever.
Well, I've never seen anything like this.
It's funny again.
Full stop.
We've talked about it so much on the show over the last, probably 10 years at this point. And you look at when the Wizarding World opened, what it did for theme parks. Like you had themed lands, but nothing to that level. And now everything's at that level. Everything that gets built now is at that level or better.
Mm-hmm.
And that Super Nintendo, when you look at it, well, it's all built up around you, so it's very much going through that thing that Walt Disney wanted when he built the Magic Kingdom, that you are inside that area and you cannot see anything outside of that area. Look, Galaxy's Edge is very much like that as well. So you are completely immersed in Super Nintendo world. Tracy's already like, it's only about an hour and a half's flight from Korea, and I should be going there soon.
I've told him I'm going.
There's the $800 you saved.
Oh yeah,
that was £800.
When is that opening?
Next week. About 4 weeks' time, the 4th of February.
Yeah,
February 4th.
Yeah. If I start walking now, I should be able to.
I'm surprised, Lee. I'm surprised you're not going with Tracy to Korea and demanding to go.
I'd really.
You're cool with me.
It looks. It does. I really want to go to Universal Studios Japan. It looks really nice, but that just looks. It'd be interesting now to see when Hollywood's opens, whether it's a bigger version, a smaller version, or an exact replica. And then when Epic Universe does get the go-ahead again, and we see it in Orlando, because Orlando tends to get the sort of premiere version of everything. Like the Wizarding World is, everyone agrees that the one in Orlando for the most part is the best. They've got Diagon Alley and no one else gets that. And it's like everything, Orlando tends to get the better version of everything. It'll be interesting with Japan being the first one to get it, whether theirs will be the premiere one and then everybody else will be a slight downgrade from that.
Well, I feel like the space we have over at Epic Universe is going to be more than what they have here.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see. I mean, honestly, you could build a whole entire theme park on Super Nintendo.
I thought you were going to say Mars. On Mars?
Yeah, you can do it on Mars too. We'll talk to Elon Musk.
Tracy like that one. Yeah, it will be interesting. But then, like, the thing is, when is Epic Universe going to hit the pause button and get it back up? Because I know there's rumors going that it could be years and that we may see the initial plans for Super Nintendo going into the studios, into Kid Zone again, because they have some sort of contractual thing that they don't want to wait that long for it to be in Orlando, which will be very sad if that happens. Or there's also rumors of stuff going into the Lost Continent as well again, which was the initial plan.
Wait, it'll be sad if Kid Zone leaves or if it goes into Kid Zone because it's smaller?
If it goes into there and they don't wait and do it the full justice. It's like you look at like Despicable Me in Orlando, it's just like one ride, and then you look at what they did with it in Hollywood, and it's like, we've talked about it again on the show, that if they realised how big a hit Despicable Me would have been, they'd have probably themed Kid Zone would have become Despicable Me Land, probably, if they'd have realised it was going to be as big a hit as it was.
I mean, I'm okay with them doing it inside Kid Zone, just because, I mean, we all know it's going to go inside Epic Universe as well. So, I mean, put something inside a Kid Zone for now, and then expand on that. I mean, look at Harry Potter. You know, we got
they had two parks,
distinct areas that are very, very distinct, very different from each other. You can do the same thing with Super Nintendo World. I mean, you can have you can put Zelda, that whole land in one place. Put Hyrule Castle. Other place can have Mario's Castle. There's a lot of ways that they can expand on this, because
it's a big universe.
Everything inside of one world. It's a huge universe. I mean, there's so many properties that people know of Super Nintendo.
Could it possibly be an Epic Universe? Oh, Jesus, if you're going to... Michelle, if that's all I'm getting out, you don't even bother, thanks.
I'm trying to remember where it was. It was last night, and it was the land. Somebody had a photograph of it, and it's absolutely locked down for the new park. That no work's being done or anything. It's just
Epic Universe. We're talking.
Yeah, it's just what's the word? My brain is
closed
literally
off.
No, there's a word. Deserted.
All right.
My brain was saying disastrous. That's not the word I wanted to say. It's just completely deserted. But you can understand that. What's the point in paying people who are going to have to socially distance work when you don't know when it's opening and you're going to make any money from it?
So sad, isn't it?
Which the initial opening was supposed to be 2024, right?
2023.
3?
Yeah.
But now it's just indefinite.
Yeah, they've said it is paused indefinitely.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect that any sooner than 2025.
No,
at the very least.
So sad.
So, in with that regard, put something in Kid Zone, get a little taste of it.
Yeah,
and then work your way up to Epic Universe.
I just worry that they'll bastardize what they were going to put into Epic Universe just to fit it into there, which would be a shame.
Well, now would be the time to do it if they were going to, because the Kid Zones are all closed down right now.
True.
So.
That is very true, actually.
Yeah.
Got to make sure those bean counters let you do it.
They just better keep something in where I can shoot kids with balls like I can currently at Kid Zone.
Well,
just take balls around with you and do it in the
Christopher, you and I would get banned from the parks.
Wow.
Hey, it might
There's
be 2021.
Some kind of Nintendo game where you shoot little kids, isn't there? I don't know.
But Lee,
I don't know.
You're assuming I'm going to let you have them back.
Aha. On that note,
yes. Well, I think that's going to do it for this podcast. This is actually the first podcast of 2021. So let's end on a high note with shooting kids with balls.
Hey, start as you mean to go on in.
So we'll be back next week. But for now, we will end with another listener submitted Universal Is. And this one comes from Sean Barker. Now, all you have to do if you want to be involved is drop us an email to podcast@uuopodcast.com, letting us know what you think Universal is in 3 words or less. And Sean says Universal is heaven on earth. See you next week.
Guess that wraps things up for another unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. You guys did all right. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Pinterest, keyword UUO Podcast. Listen and subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, or anywhere podcasts are found. You can find our blog at uuopodcast.com. Send us your spews, which Lou gets your poo recordings, questions, or comments to podcast@uuopodcast.com. Check out our friends, the Theme Park Duo, and our awesome sponsors, Mouse and Muggle Travel Company. So, until next time, don't give up your day job. Say cheese. See you later.